Okay, it is 7:30 on Tuesday, February 4th, 2025. This is the Whitman Conservation Commission. Okay, so what we received was, it's a map and a plan for 1207 Auburn Street, but it's an application to the Board of Appeals, so I don't even know if it has any to build 5-bay garage.
What's the address?
1207.
1207 Auburn Street.
Is there an NOI with it, or is it just an RDA?
It doesn't have anything with it. It's just for the application to go before the Board of Appeals. So
Oh, I'm hearing it. So,
it's nothing for us. Then another one is for 447 Harvard Street, and this is for the zoning Board of Appeals. So it has nothing to do with us right now. So we have nothing. Okay. So we have payroll for the week ending January 25th, 2025 and February 1st, 2025. That's 120.
payroll ending 125?
Excuse me?
What do you have to
The
do?
pay dates were 1/25/25 and then February 1st, 2025. Okay. I need a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Apparently we didn't spend our dues this last year, so we have some money to we can reimburse you. So I'll have to go through this and see.
It's on.
Yes, it's on. I believe so. Better, hopefully. Or just start it again. It was on. Okay. Okay, next we have, and I don't have an agenda, so. We have the minutes from January 7th. Does anybody have any comments, questions, changes?
Was that the one you got? You redlined?
Yes, yep. I just had a couple
Okay.
tweaks
Did they get done?
she incorporated,
Oh.
she said, so.
Excellent. No comments.
Is that the current copy?
I don't know. I guess.
What was that?
Is that the current copy that she edited?
I presume so, since this is, it was in the box today, she was supposed to leave everything, so. I don't know if you want to look at it before.
Yeah, I can tell you if it is. There's just one thing I can probably tell really quick. It's January. Yeah. Alright, this one. Yep, this is updated.
Okay. Okay, so do we have a motion?
Motion approved.
Second? You gotta say it out loud.
You were here, so you.
Second, yep.
Yeah. All in favor?
Hi.
And we have January 21st, 2025. Any changes, questions?
I think you got what I
Okay.
changed.
I need a motion.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
I.
Okay. Okay, so. So we have a request for determination of applicability. The applicant is Anna Riddle Pesco, Director of Environmental. Anyway, so we have a request. So they also sent me an email, and I haven't had time to go through it all. So I'll need to find out when we can set up a site inspection or site visit, excuse me. And let's see. What is it? It's the MBTA, so I don't even know if we have to do anything. Yeah, you can look at it. Here we go. Okay, so we have a notice of intent for 156 Auburn Street.
156?
156 Auburn Street. The applicant is Nicole Brinzy. Construction of in-ground pool. Oh, this the lady, I think. Yes, this the lady that sent the email was that, and then she said something about the whatever that other pool was, not a real pool.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't say not a real pool, but not a physical pool. It was like she's talking about.
Oh, we're up.
Yes, I was like,
So
this was an in-ground pool.
clearly the building's behind the property, so she did that.
Yeah, so I will contact Carl to set up that, because we'll need to do
Who's Carl?
Carl Garvey. He's the engineer, civil engineer.
He's probably the one that's submitted on their behalf.
Okay.
Yes. She's the applicant, but he's the representative.
He's in town, he does
Yeah.
a fair amount of work.
Okay.
So I will contact Carl and so that one we'll probably schedule.
I mean, if we could review this. It's an RDA for MBTA, it's like duct vegetation control along all the lines.
And they do that all the time.
It's a renewal, so ours lasted 5 years, and we approved it in 2020. So they're trying to get it another 5 years.
Oh, okay, so all we have to do is approve it. Okay, then I'll take care of that.
That's good.
So this is where we have the 2 hearings on February 18th. I will see if he's available for March 4th. The pool.
Nicole's, Carl and Nicole.
Yes. and I will contact Daniel, who's the representative for the Regal project, because this just came today, so. The request for determination of applicability. So we will schedule a site visit before the hearing, and we'll go walk it. And then once that is done, they will contact DEP or DPW to arrange for them to do some clearing. But when I did the Zoom call with them, I made it very clear that DPW will do the work, but this company will direct how vegetation will be removed. We don't want, one, it's not the town's property. The town has a access agreement. So there's an homeless camp. So there's a lot of factors. So we'll just, try to do everything by the book. So Bruce Martin got an email last week, and he called me. I was working from home Friday, and he called me, and I was like in the middle of something. He's like, well, about this email and all this. I go, I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't on any email. So he forwarded it to me, and I was getting in the middle of something, and it's like, oh yeah, we could, that's fine as long as you are meeting with the consultant. And and it's like, so then Daniel, who's with the company, emailed me and it's like, wait, we're supposed to do this. It's like, yeah, that's right. But like I said, I was like right in the middle of doing stuff at work, so it wasn't a good time. Anyway, but also said I wasn't on the email, so you need to make sure I'm on the email. So we will have this site visit, we'll have the hearing, and then we'll proceed.
What is the request? Is it just to clear vegetation? Is that what the request is? Or
So what this is the project for the town. So the person that owned the property passed away, and the current owner, I don't know if they've never paid taxes or whatever. So the town is looking into taking it for taxes, and one maybe doing the MBTA kind of thing, or developing the land into whatever. But they're trying to get an EPA grant and I think one of the Old Colony or something grant, to cover the costs, or trying to do an analysis of, is it even viable?
Right.
You remember like
Because of the history of the site.
Right.
Yes. It's polluted.
Right behind where the Bostonian Barbershop
Yes.
building is now, just straight back
Yes.
there. Yeah. Because that's
Yes.
is that where the Regal
Yes.
shoe factory was? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So you can look at this.
So in short, they're seeking, are requesting us to determine if the wetland rules are applicable to what they want.
Well, they are, because there are wetlands.
No, I know, but they're proposing test borings.
Yes. So they're already,
That's
there's already some test
Yes.
pits there because previous years. But I think they're gonna do more than what's there.
Yeah.
So,
Building.
Yeah, I
because,
downloaded those reports today, and they did a fair amount of testing. There's some soil piles out there, some big mounds of debris. Something like that.
yeah,
And they're gonna put wells in. I'm sure they're gonna put wells in.
yeah, because there's stuff, it's been
But I believe
polluted for like years. It's like because I can remember when, I think it was 2017 or something like that, that George went, and at one point I went with him and we did, and there was homeless people and the four-wheelers out there at that time. So, yeah, so they're just trying to see if it's even doable at this point.
Is there any problem where the town doesn't own it with having the DPW go and?
Well, they can't, but the town has an agreement with the current property owner.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a access agreement.
Okay.
So that's why
That's it.
they can do this. Otherwise, no,
Yeah, right.
you can't do that.
Yeah, soil samples and borings are exempt under the Wetland Act, but the vegetation clearing is not. That's
Yeah.
why they're seeking request.
Yeah, and they just try to do everything by the book.
Yeah,
But
totally makes
no,
sense. Right.
if someone comes before us, they have to own the land. But in this case, the town has gotten an access agreement, so we can do it. And this company has done it, did a similar project, not maybe the type of project, but an access agreement with the town of Seekonk. Seekonk, yeah, whatever. So anyway, that's what we're looking at. So.
Would they have to pull new soil samples?
Yes,
They've probably done
everything
a
has.
long time, that's
Yeah,
right.
everything has to be brand new. I mean, they have
Yeah.
to. There's pit holes. I mean, there's been testing there before, and they're going to probably test some of the same sites. But no, everything has
It's
to be.
brand new.
Yeah, you can't rely on old stuff. It's
Because
just
I
like
remember when they built Regal, that was a big thing too, and they needed to stay within a certain footprint
yeah,
because of the contamination.
yeah. So that's why. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean. Yeah, so they're gonna stake it and everything, so then, and direct DPW of where they can and cannot, and the bare minimal to remove.
With the site walkthroughs, because I haven't done one, especially where you mentioned there's a homeless encampment.
We'll have a
The
police,
police, okay.
yes,
Great.
yes, usually, no, we've never had a police,
Yeah, detail.
escort before.
Yeah.
But in this event, in this case, we will, which brings it to another level because we have to have an officer come and you have to, do all that. But no, like for Franklin Street, we're gonna meet Scott there at 4:00 on the 14th, and we'll go walk the
Will
property.
we have an opportunity to review the Regal before the hearing, or before the walk?
What?
Will we have an opportunity to review the Regal stuff? Is there a copy or
Cover
something?
it there.
Yeah, this is for,
Before the walk, that way, you guys may be familiar with it.
yeah, so here's I'll keep that because that's separate. This is the notice of intent. Oh, yeah, they go through that.
Oh, that, yep, okay. Yep,
I got some reading to do.
yep.
Yeah, so that's for the Regal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like I said, we don't have a site visit scheduled, but the other one, which Brian gave you, is, a week from Friday.
Okay.
And that one is basically, because I've already talked to Jeff, Joe and I actually went there. So there's an existing, I guess you'd call it 2-family. So it's a regular house, and then they have an addition that they rent. They want to build a house down behind, like in the trees.
The plans.
So,
That's where the skip path used to be,
I don't know what
in
that.
Whitman hits.
Oh, really?
When I went to high school there,
Oh, okay. I was like, going, what's?
I was like, wait, it's going down the woods.
Yeah. So they want to build a house down there,
Yeah.
and it's near the train tracks and stuff. So yeah, but they really live by the train tracks anyway because it's right behind their house. So, but yeah.
They don't have the area of the, the protected clearing. So they're not clearing within the bordering wetland, vegetated wetlands at all. They are doing a nice little wetland area, a non-jurisdictional, like an island inside island stuff. But they are 200 feet away from the river. Both sides. There's two rivers, right? There's two rivers.
Rivers?
They're like huge brooks. or
Streams? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down by south end, up and down by Franklin.
Yeah, that would be the only thing. I'm not going to be there for the meeting, but that would be the only thing I would question is the clearing of the isolated wetland area. If it's not going to stable in there, then why clear it?
Where did you see the clearing out here?
What is it? It's the outline of the blue line.
Oh, the dark blue line.
All right. Yeah. Make a note.
Oh, proposed vegetation, I got it. Yeah, that one there.
Yeah, I would just be worried that it would clear too much and have whatever is in the soil be able to run off into the wetland area. Everything they're bringing in there is track mounted, so the excavator they're going to push is just this little mini excavator, and the drill rig is actually on the back of the track, so it's like a tank. It's small. So. Okay.
Okay.
But I downloaded reports, Mass DEP, the environmental reports, and there's a whole host of stuff, like metals, PCBs, VOCs, SVOCs, mercury.
What's that?
Yeah, some stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
Whether from the shoe factory or Grossman's.
Yeah, it could be from the fire, things burn, things.
Yeah.
I'm interested what that historical building is.
All right. Just to make sure I have it in order. So they're coming on the 18th to talk to us about.
We're having a public hearing
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock or a little after, depending on how the Franklin Street. Franklin Street's at 7:45, and then this is scheduled for 8.
Yeah.
Or a little later, depending on how the first one runs.
Okay. Yep. That's fine. And then there's no site visit before the 18th for Regal. It would be.
We haven't scheduled it yet because
you are.
I had to have this first.
Right.
Yeah, we had the
Okay,
notice
gotcha,
of whatever type before we
Yep, okay.
schedule it because
Okay.
you can't do a site visit
Right.
without
Okay. Yeah.
any information.
Piece. Yeah.
So yeah,
Do butters get invited to the public hearing?
Yep.
Yeah.
they have to
Who
be
takes care
notified.
of that? Do you take,
Excuse me.
does the commission take care of that or?
Nope.
Town clerk or somebody else?
The person, whoever the applicant,
Applicant does.
whoever's filing, has to notify the abutters.
Gotcha.
So there might be people here, there might not. You never can tell. But yes, everybody's notified. The DP and I haven't got the number yet. I do have the number for Franklin Street. It did come.
Yeah, I mean, if we determine the RDA is not, that would be applicable, then we'll have to ILI. Then we'll get a number.
Yeah. So
It's right on.
yeah.
I would, if I don't make the meeting for 545 or the site visit, I would just be curious to make sure they're under an acre of cleared land. If they're over an acre, then that kind of kicks them into another permit, the EPA, but then they get a SWIP to look at it.
Yeah.
And that figure doesn't show amount of disturbance of clearing.
No, my impression was when I had talked to them, it's they don't want to go crazy
Yeah.
because the town knows, you want to do the least amount of, I wouldn't say damage,
Right.
but access as possible. Yeah, so I don't know.
They'd install a driveway back there, so I would imagine, right?
At 545?
Yeah, 5 foot.
Yeah, I think the driveway's.
Yeah, it's a long-
And then loop
So,
around.
yeah, because right now the driveway for the house is on the right-hand side, goes down. I think there's maybe 2 or 3, I can't remember, garages. And then the additions over here, but if I remember correctly on the plans, because I don't have them, I didn't bring with me. But on that plan, you should see, I believe the driveway is on the left side, goes down and in the back that way.
Do you ever put stipulations on the amount of tar?
On
Do
one,
you ever put stipulations on the amount of tar that can be used for a driveway? I mean,
no,
this one where
not
it's going
tar,
on.
but
Residential.
Would you expect to have gravel versus tar?
they can use whatever they want.
Yeah, not
but
residential, just
yeah, usually it's asphalt. I mean,
commercial.
sometimes they do that crumbled stuff, but for residential, that's all they use. But no, we don't tell them what type of materials they can use to, but we do stipulate that they can't use salt and things like that because of the wetlands.
Yeah, the wetlands.
But we can't dictate materials that they're using to build the the property. We can tell them what type of materials to use for erosion control. That's in our purview. But anything that has to do with the property and that's not our.
If it's a big project, like the middle school, they kicked into a stormwater handbook for Mass DEP, then they have to worry about what materials they're using.
Yeah.
Runoff.
But
But for residentials,
Residential.
yes,
never,
we don't get that many.
it's not that big.
Yeah, like, so the Temple Street, when it's condos or stuff like that, that takes it to a different scale. But when it's houses and stuff, yeah, it's pretty, we have a boilerplate that we add on with our specific things, but yeah.
I was going to ask too, just to change the subject a little bit. Is there a map of conservation land for Whitman? I was trying to find it on the town website and I couldn't find it.
No, we don't.
Now,
No.
the best resource I go to is Mass DEP, Mass GIS.
Yeah.
If you Google Mass GIS wetlands, it'll come up with the whole state of Mass.
Okay.
And it's just zero in wetland, and it's really pretty
It is,
nice.
it is.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think they update the geolocate when we submit submittals and when they go through something, I think they just confirm things.
Oh, where was that? Where'd you say I could get the DPW or DEP list?
If you Google Mass DEP wetland database, it will, every town, every site will come up. If you zero in on Whitman on the spreadsheet, it will come up everything from like 1980s, I think.
Okay. Because I just want to compare it to what I have.
Yeah, I'll put it up, just kind of put it in the first drawer just to have.
Yes, that would be lovely too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, I don't have it. No one else. No one's called. I've just gotten the 2 emails and stuff about the 2, and then these plans, but those don't involve us yet. The Auburn Street looks like this one. It's like a garage, so it's an industrial thing. So 1207 Auburn Street. So I don't know exactly what that is.
It's no commercial.
1207 is down by Algier.
Is it all the way down the end?
Yeah.
Oh, that's commercial.
Past the
Okay.
church on the right.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It's almost
Okay.
Temple Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's past Algiers.
5 Bay. Yeah. Oh, Heat family thing. So
But it's on the Temple Street side, so there's really no wetlands between
yeah. Oh, it says
Auburn.
yeah. The owners is at 2 Algiers Way. But this is the owner is Heat Family Realty Struck. So they're probably it's proposed 5 Bay garage. So
Looks like they're gonna get trucks. This is a big parking lot. They're just gonna put
yeah.
garage in the parking lot.
Yeah, which the only wetlands are down where we had gone before. And then Harvard Street definitely has wetlands, but it's only to the planning board. So unless somebody wants to go and listen to what they're going to say, then
I didn't see any wetlands on that figure.
what?
I didn't see any wetland areas on that figure.
On this one? Oh, yeah, because that depends on like which side, like the opposite side of the cemetery. There's over there. So anyway, I think that is it. So I will, now that I have this, I will contact Daniel for a site inspection
I could do
and
Regal
their
this weekend.
site visits. But,
I could do Regal this weekend.
okay,
Next weekend I'm out.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. I believe they said they could do weekends too. So I
How long
don't
does it
see what.
normally take for you guys to do a site
It's
visit
not big.
on something?
Between 15 minutes and an hour. I think
Yeah, well-
it goes about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's,
A cold hour and a half.
Very cold,
yeah,
feet numbing cold.
You gotta worry about the cold in the winter and ticks in the summer.
And they're talking snow maybe on Saturday too, so.
okay, yeah.
If not that one, fuck yeah.
Great.
Oh,
Yep.
wind, snow.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We took the map out and looked at the resources.
Yeah.
It's a little while.
Yep. Okay, so it is 8:01. I'm going to close our meeting.